So here's what happened. So here's what's going on, guys. I know I look amazing. My neighbor just decided the other day to text me, hey, FYI, I'm changing the fence. We share the fence. So without my consent or anything, he wants me to split the fence, but he picked who's going to install it and what type of fence we're going to get for some reason. And the thing that pisses me off the most is he didn't even talk to me about when, what type of fence, even screw the what type of fence. When are we gonna change it? He just decided to do so, and one of my tenants, my guests actually, Airbnb guests, she has 2 small dogs. And now you're gonna see what I went and I saw last night when I went to see if they finished, because he said they're gonna finish because they kind of raised hell, because she raised hell. And I understand why. She has 2 dogs. If she wants to put in the backyard, that's why she got a house with a backyard, right? It's not that complicated. And this guy has the audacity to tell me that I brought up this to his attention 3 days ago when we met. And yes, we talked about, because that property should be sold to me eventually, about the fence, but I didn't say, yeah, go ahead and replace it in 3 days. I just said that we need to see when we're gonna replace the fence, and that was that. So today I'm trying to solve this problem because tenant is unhappy. I'm gonna go and put a small fence. I think it's called like chicken coop fence, or I'm not really sure. You're gonna see what type of fence it is, and try to enclose the front. And I'll show you what I saw the day of in the morning yesterday, and then after they finished their work for the day, basically last night, what I saw. It was way worse. Like, they were way better off just not doing anything. But it's just, I don't understand you people, guys. I really don't understand. Like, humans are my favorite species. They're so weird. Like, who told you? And you have HOA. You cannot just decide to do something and do it. You know, you gotta go through the board and so on and so forth. But even if we don't have an HOA, when you have sharing fence with somebody, just ask them, is that a good time? You don't know if I have dogs, if I don't have. Oh, and he's like, well, can you tell me from now on whenever you have a tenant? Oh yeah, bro, I'm gonna tell you every time my tenant checks in and checks out, just so you know. No, can you tell me when you decide to take our fence down? It's so frustrating. So why am I kind of making a video about this? Well, this just goes to show that you need to make sure you tell your whoever you work with, you know, your tenants, your neighboring property owners, that you're not gonna take shit. Because now I have to be nice now, because I'm buying a property from this gentleman next year, and then I have to buy this property the year after, supposedly. He's being very wishy-washy, which I highly don't appreciate, but that's a topic for another video. And this particular situation, the guest says, hey, if this is not done by the end of the day, you have to relocate me to a different Airbnb because I didn't sign up for this. And you know what? She's right. In my eyes, she's right. If you want to enclose backyard and you pick the property with enclosed backyard for this purpose, you're right to say so. Second of all, that wastes me a lot of time. Yesterday morning I went to Home Depot and for Lowe's, freaking out, trying to, you know, see what my options are. And now today I have other things to do at 7 a.m. on a Monday. You know, I can sleep, I can go to run, I can not come here and hammer down stakes and poles for a small fence. But again, I'm really trying my best not to be a sarcastic asshole, which I am, and be nice to this gentleman because he sent me a property, but there's a line somewhere, and I let him know that that's not cool at all. You can't just go and do that. I don't want to be, you know, I really like that strategy, hey, how you like him apples, but I'm not gonna go and do the same thing for him. But I think people really learn from, hey, I did the same thing you did, how's it feel now? But anyways, trying to be nice and not be a douche, but it's not that easy. So let me tell you, let me show you how it looks like. We arrived at the scene. So yesterday morning when I came, this was all enclosed, right? And just this little door here where my hand is was a little door. The door was open, so the whole fence was propping, because the fence was kind of falling. The fence was propping on this door. So I could have just like put something little right here and solve this problem, because she has little dogs. And they said, okay, we're gonna finish today for yesterday. I come last night, this whole thing is open. Are you kidding me? Now I have to put a whole freaking fence here. Like, they just made it worse. And They said that my stakes or whatever were not put properly, so they need more time. I get it, but now it's even worse. I gotta take even more time to fix it. But what are you gonna do? Oh, that's what they did. That's all they did. Just 2-3 planks. This is the important part, guys. Cover this, because my guest dogs can run into my yard, into my neighbor's yard, no problem. I don't care about this. This is not a big deal. But what are you gonna do? As an Airbnb and a business owner, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? All right, so we got this. This is what I got. Here's a garden fence, 3 feet tall, but I can double. I can put one stack like this and then go and put another stack like that, so it can be 6 feet if I want. But this is what I'm doing, and I have 3 stakes there that I'm gonna put on in the ground and see if that works for just a day. I just need it for 1 day. They're doing it, they're finishing it tomorrow, supposedly. So let's see what we can do. Well, that's what I got. Not the best job in the world, but I think it's gonna do for a day. Then another thing, he asked me, can I use your spigot? Yeah. This was 2 months ago. He said he broke it. He said he'll replace it. Still waiting for that. Oh yeah, this is like a $5 item. This is not an expensive thing. So you just, that kind of should have told me what type of person I'm dealing with. Very disappointing, very wasting my time. And he actually said, like I said before, that I brought it up to his attention, and he warned me. I'm like, you know, you should told me about those, like, before you decide to do something. He's like, I told you. I'm like, yeah, you just wrote me FYI, like I don't have anything to do with this. Like, and then, hey, FYI, I'm selling the fence, do you want to split it? Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, guys, the world is full with schmucks. This cost me 70 bucks. I mean, obviously I'm gonna keep that fence and use it for some other stuff if I need it ever. I don't think I will, but you know, I can. But it's just that should be my potential apartment complex. I forgot what I was saying. That should be my potential apartment complex in the future. I am under contract on 6 properties, 6 duplexes. I own 1. I'm under contract on 6. And with this gentleman that in question, he's selling me for sure 1. I mean, he says for sure now. He doesn't want to get into any contract. I don't know what his deal is. Does he want more money? You can just say so. And now this one that is next to mine, he doesn't want to really sell. One of his tenants passed away. The other tenant left. He's very cheap. He's a huge cheapskate. It's the only property that has AC window AC, which is forbidden by the association, and he knew that years ago, and no one has done anything. There's no penalty imposed, and now because I'm taking kind of over of the presidency, board of directors, and so on and so forth, I get to pretty much enforce that shit. Back to the topic, to the AC units. He's very cheap, and he was even telling me that he was thinking about putting wall AC. The ones, if you're from Europe, you're watching this, you know what type of AC I'm talking about, because they're cheaper. They're like $2,000 a piece. So he's maybe thinking, I'm gonna slap one in each unit, which is $4,000, instead of putting a full HVAC, which is gonna be $10K at least, because you gotta drop the ceilings, you gotta do duct work. I'm thinking at least $10K, because the AC is $3,500, maybe $4 grand. So you're looking at $7,000 to $8,000 just for the units themselves. And he's very cheap, and I told him yesterday when we spoke on the phone, he's like, why do you care about the fence so much? Well, first of all, I'm a co-owner. I'm gonna pay for half of it, so I would like to know what type of fence. Is it vinyl that we're gonna install because it's more durable, it's more expensive? And I'm like, if I'm about to own those properties in the future, I would like to put maybe something more durable, and I'm even okay to pay for the whole thing, since I'm gonna own it. And the same I told him with the AC. If you're about to put wall AC in a year and a half, I'm about to own this property, I have to rip those ACs off and put an HVAC. So you don't do me any, you don't serve me any purpose if you're about to cheapskate your way into just renting that for 1 year. Because after that, I'm still need to drop 10, 12K for HVAC. He's like, oh no, if I do it, I'll do it right. Bro, I went to those units. I've seen them. You're looking at least $20,000 of renovation, bathroom and HVAC and flooring. That's maybe 25. It's not going to be cheap. Let me give you an example. If you drop 25K on those units to make them rent ready for $1,000, they don't go for $1,000. Maybe you can squeeze 900, but let's say 1,000. That's $2,000 a month. 12 months is $24,000 of gross rent, right? Okay, you drop 25K, you made 24K. Let's say it's a wash, and then you sell it to me. For what reason? The only play I see here is next year, because we talked with this owner to buy the properties at 150. Although yesterday he said you haven't sent me an offer. Bro, I don't know if you forget, but anyways, the only play I see here is if next year he asks me for 170 instead of 150. But I already addressed that on the ones that we met. I'm like, hey, if you're trying to get like, let's say 170 next year, you still drop 25K. So let's say 20, or you ask me. Let's say you asked me for 175. Well, cool. You still drop 25,000. So when you minus that out of that, you're still getting 150. You just did all the work for me. You know what? That's fine. I'll keep you on a loop with those properties. I'm closing on 2 duplexes from another owner in about 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm going to Airbnb them one by one, and I'm going to start milking that cow. And after that, in maybe March or April. He said March in the beginning. Now it's April or May. I don't know, this guy is just, you gotta be nice, because that's my retirement plan. But if it was anybody else, I was gonna tell him to F off. Like, seriously, I was gonna be like, you know what, F you, bro. Like, I'm not gonna deal with your ass. But it's my retirement plan, so it gotta be nice. But he says now April or May, and he's concerned about when I'm gonna be ready with the money. I'm like, hey, don't worry, I'm ready with the money, because you told me to be ready with the money. And for the other property, I'm asking you so many times, because if you ask me for, 150 and I need to put 20% down, I don't have 30,000 laying around. So I need to be prepared. He was like, well, I don't want to commit to anything. Well, bro, if you tell me today, hey, buy it, what do you think? I have 30K stacked in my backyard. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Like I said, the moral of the story is you tell people where your boundaries are and what you want from them, right? And I was very explicit to this gentleman that from now on, make sure you do tell me when, where, what, if we do something like that, because this could have cost me money, a lot of money. And I told him if one of her dogs went on the street and gets smashed by a car, I don't know, seems like a pretty good grounds for a lawsuit. I'm not an attorney, so I'm not sure, but just like I said, seems to me a very good grounds for a lawsuit for no reason whatsoever. All of this could have been avoided. My tenant leaves on Friday. It's Monday today. You could have just scheduled, or we could have talked to schedule this in 4 days. And that's that. Guys, help me grow this channel. I got 500 subscribers. Let's do 500 more so I can buy, I actually bought a better camera from my own money. But yeah, keep hustling, guys. And don't forget that the goal is to be rich, not to look rich. All right, hope you learn how to put a fence.